Hello, good morning and Jai Hind everyone. This is Vivek and I welcome you all in this live class. Children, so far we have discussed some of the MCQs from literature, and in the previous class we were about to start MCQs from Wind poem. But as I told you that before starting the MCQs for revision, we shall be doing some discussions on the vignette of each and every poem, prose, and any other chapters which shall come in the after the examinations. I hope children you are working on the given questions for your half yearly examinations. I believe that you would have also gone through the vignettes and the texts provided to you. Many of the videos and PDFs are uploaded on the school applications. I believe that you are comfortable enough to download and go through it. Even if you find any problem, means in any way, if at all you find any problem, do inform us so that we may provide you sufficient kind of assistance that you may meet your needs. All right, so let's proceed in today's class, children. This is vignette of wind. Here you are, children. The basic questions in any chapter in literature are the title. They may give you any line from the prose or poem and ask about the name of the story, means the title. Okay, they may ask about the poet or writer. They may ask about the theme, what the story is about. They may ask about the rhyming schemes and the poetic devices in poem. They may ask about the things between the lines, which would be called an intensive question. They may ask you about the message. Okay, so these are the most basic things which may come in the examinations. So let us see from the first. You know that this poem is Wind. The title of the poem is Wind, and the poet is Chinnaswamy Subramanya Bhartiya, who was an Indian writer, journalist, and Indian independence activist, and a social Tamil Nadu reformer. Okay, reformer from Tamil Nadu. He is popularly known as Malviki Bharti and a pioneer, means a guide of modern Tamil poetry. Means in Tamil poetry, he had rendered sufficiently, means he had worked a lot that he is considered like a guide for other poets. Next is children theme. This is the central part of anything, the core, or the core, the main portion. The theme of the poem is that uh, we must be motivated, firm, and inspired to face the challenges. Okay, so you would have also seen in life the biggest thing is this in the contemporary world, the COVID-19, which has an absolute impact on our life, right? Physically and mentally, in both the ways. And everybody is having these as a challenge. And to overcome, many of the people are involving themselves in certain activities. So, you would have also observed that the challenges have only one thing, okay? And this is to face. And those who find second, I think they go for the wrong choice. You would have also read the poem, The Road Not Taken. There, you have read that if your choice is correct, first, second, third, fourth, whatever the choice you are having, if the choice is correct, you are successful. So, success is all about your choice. So, here, about facing challenges, if you are determined, if you are ready to face it, if you have grit, means mental firmness. Here it is written in the theme, grit, mental firmness. If you have firmly decided that you will go for what you are looking for, so there no challenge can be a challenge for you. Okay, means you must have courage that I will do this at any cost. So there cannot be any challenge. If you, I mean to say that take it as your way of challenge. So how you will take it? If you are reading a book, if you are reading a chapter, okay, and sitting there for preparing your half yearly examinations, and you are not understanding it, so this is a challenge for you. So the physical classes are not going on, the teachers are teaching online, you are having questions, you are failing to put up it before your question teachers, and then the problem is sustaining, and you are having this as a challenge. So what will you do? You will make your mind that I will face this challenge, I will have to get this concept anyhow, I will do anything to understand this. Okay, so that's the challenge, that is the makeup of your mind. Here you are showing your grit. Okay, here you are showing your firmness. Okay, before the hardships means the problems. Okay, and the same thing is taught by this poem, that we should always be firm, we should always be ready, we should always be motivated and inspired to face any kind of problem. Okay, let us see what further given in this poem. Here in the poem it is given that it is for free verse. Okay, free verse means the style of the poem is free. It is not having any stanzas, it is not having any rhyming schemes, nothing else. Okay, the poetic devices used in the poem is alliteration. Here we notice repetition of consonant sounds. Crumbling houses. Crumbling means crashing and getting deteriorated, crushed into pieces and down. So crumbling houses, crumbling doors, crumbling rafters means the pillars. Okay, and these things are repeated. The underlying things, the words are repeated in the poem. So friends, fires flourish here. F sound is coming here. You can see F, F in fire, and F in flourish. So all these F sound is here, which is a consonant sound, is repeated. So there is alliteration. Okay. Next is metaphor. Wind comes softly. So here you know that wind is not any living thing. Okay. So here it is used wind come softly for a non-living thing. So it is a metaphor. Okay. You would have seen the figure of speeches, part of speeches that we have discussed in the previous classes. If you were not there in the classes, you can go through the videos. Everything is uploaded there in the school app. I repeat, you can go through it and watch it. Spare time. I think you will be having sufficient time to go through the videos twice, thrice if you are not getting. If at all you do not understand, please ask me in the groups, WhatsApp groups, whenever it is open for your query sessions. Okay, I would be happy to see your genuine questions. All right. Next is children. Metaphor you read that here the whole world is metaphorical. The whole poem is metaphorical. I'm sorry. So here, why metaphorical is because the poem is treated as something which is actually not. It is metaphor. Okay. If I say, for example, what understand first what metaphor is. Metaphor is something that you believe that something is this, but this is not the real thing. For example, Ramesh, if Ramesh is playing cricket and he is playing like Sachin Tendulkar, so you will say he is Sachin Tendulkar. So this is metaphor because you know that he is Ramesh. Everybody knows that he is Ramesh, but since he is playing like Sachin Tendulkar and you are calling him Sachin Tendulkar, so it is metaphor. In the same way, here wind does not come, but you are saying wind comes softly. So here many lines are there in the poem which shows that it is a metaphorical poem. Okay. Next is personification. We shall be a bit quick so that we may start the questions. Personification, you know, when any non-living thing is personified, if we use he, she, him, you, her, such things, such pronouns for any non-living thing, so there it is called personification and it is used there in the poem. For wind, some pronouns are used, he, like that. So it is personified. In the summary, the poem it is written. I would be giving you very quick recapitulations, so you have to be attentive and watch this keenly. What I'm saying now. In the poem, the first poet requests the wind. For the first poet requests the wind to come softly, and not to break the shutter or the window and scatter the papers. Means scattering means throwing here and there, and down the books from the cells. There were cells from where the wind was getting everything down because the wind was coming heavily. So the poet was making requests in the beginning. Later on, the poet was angry and he started ordering. Okay, speaking angrily to the poet, the wind. The poet says that the wind makes fun of weaklings. He also said that if something is weak, the wind makes fun of it. You would have seen in the classrooms, you would have better examples. If some of the students are weak, the other student starts bullying them. Okay, provoke them just for fun making. So here it is shown in the poem that those who are weak, they are always bullied, means made fun by other. So this is shown in the poem. Weak houses, weak doors, weak bodies tend to crumble against strong winds, means they fall against the strong winds, means it is the tendency, it is the common thing that has to happen because the wind is strong and the things are weak. So, but natural that the weak things will be demolished, means destroyed by the strong winds. That's the thing. In the summary, the poet then suggests that we should build strong homes, strong doors, strong body, and that's the thing given in the poem. And if you are strong, everything will become your friend. When we do so, then wind will become our friend as well. It is shown in the poem. That is the very common thing that you would have experienced in your life, in the classrooms and everywhere. He says that the wind blows out weak fires. And this is the example. If you remember, I told you that there is a very nice example that weak fires are always blown by, extinguished by the fan. So whenever you light a matchstick, you always first of all switch off the fan. Why? Because you know that the weak fires will be quenched, okay, by the fan. मतलब बुझा दिया जाएगा, quenching, okay, extinguished, okay. So here this happens, and the strong fires are always roared. There, if you know, you would have read this in science that when fire comes in contact of air, it blows, it flourishes. But the concept is different. Okay, when the fire is very little and it comes in contact of air, it is off, getting off. And when fire is heavier, okay, and it is stretched, and when it comes in contact of air, logically it flourishes. So this is the thing that the poet have given as example for you, and the message is that the poet wants to convey that weak people tend to lose in the face of difficulties and obstacles. Means those who are weak, those who think that, oh, this is rubbish, how to study online, but they do not understand that this is the only way. This is consider this as an obstacle, and this is the Hobson's choice. Means you do not have any other choice. We cannot go to school. You have to find the ways how to solve the problems, how to resolve the difficulties. So you must understand. And the poet says those who do not understand these, they always cry, कि अरे sir ने पढ़ाया नहीं, this was the corona who destroyed everything. So those who cry for these things and not fight against the problem, they always lose the things. And those who are strong, who understand the circumstances, the circumstantial situations, the circumstantial errors, they always get ready to fight the situations. And those who fight the situations, they always win. Okay, that's in this, children. Now we are going to see the questions on this. Let me show you the questions. The questions are here. Let me scroll it. We have solved these questions. Let us reach to the question from wind. Yes. Now here you are, children. I will give you sufficient time to go through the question and answer it. And the chat box is closed because I do not want any disturbance. Just take out your rough notebook, write down MCQs on wind poem, and then question number one, my option A, B, like that. Come on, go through it. You do not have much time. Let us have very nice practice. And mind it that the questions may come in the examinations from the questions we are discussing here. So go through each and every questions keenly. Okay. So I was describing this. Who is the poet of the poem Subramanya Bharati is the poet you have just read. Okay, but be careful that as I told you in the previous classes that you will have to see the answers on your own. Checking back is very important. Okay, go through the second question. Who broke the doors of the window? Hope it is very clear to you. Wind. Go through this. Name the things the wind had done. Hope you would have got the answer. If you remember that there was rain brought, torn the pages, and broke the doors of the window. So for this question, to my mind, D option is the correct, but you will have to go through this. The answer key that I will provide you. Okay, go through this question. Fourth, what is winnowing called? Well, you can call it a cleaning process, sorting process. Yes, you are sorting out something, but basically you can call it a cleaning process. Okay, you are sorting out the uh, grains and it's covering differently. So this is also possible, but I think that this is the most appropriate to my mind. Next is, why do people winnow the grain? Hope you would have got the right answer. To clean the dust, to remove straws, to take out chaff. So here, all these things are possible here. When you do winnowing, winnowing is a process when you put on fan somewhere, or when it winds naturally, you pour out the grains in some container down, and then since the grains are heavier, it falls down at a place, and the dust and the chaff, the coverings, the dry coverings of the straws blows out, and in the way the grains are separated from the these dust, straw, and chaff. So I think that D is the most appropriate answer. All these things happen. Next is sixth. Go through this. It is easy. Who is affected by the wind? You know very well that strong people are never affected by wind. People are affected by wind. Things are affected by wind. But the most appropriate here is weak. Those who are weak, whether they are people or thing, they are only affected by wind. Clear? Next is seventh. Go through this. Whom does wind god like? Weak people. Who talks to it? Strong people. None. Wind is called God. The nature is always considered God in our country. This is our system, this is our custom and tradition that we consider nature as a God. So the question is that whom does wind God like? But natural, the question is the same as the above. Wind God likes those who are determined, those who are motivated, those who are inspired, those who are ready to face the challenges, those who have strong body, strong mind, on the strong things. They never fall, and wind befriend them. So here, wind does wind god does like strong people. Okay, this one. Next is, go through the eighth question. So children, what does the word prosper mean in the poem? A. Keep going is not the right option. Flourish can be. Keep moving. It is not about movement. Proper. No. So B option is only appearing the correct option. Let us see next question. You should also think before you make your choice, because some questions appear easy but they are a bit logical. So always have a logic whenever you make choice of any option. I think here, who is blown out by the wind. Here, weak fire. A option is correct, because strong fires cannot be blown out by wind because they befriend. Okay, because it is already strong. The wind shall not fight with this. Papers, yes, papers can be, but what sort of papers is not mentioned here. All is not any option here because we are having one option. So A option, to my mind, is the correct option. Next is 10th. Let us see how many questions are there. There are 20 questions. Children, hope you would have got gone through this question and got the answer. The question is, what is the moral of this poem? So let us see the options. Be firm, yes, this is looking genuine. Strong, never be defeated by any obstacle. Be a prey to wind, not appearing, not so appealing. Don't be weak, it is correct. Request the wind, never, it is not shown in the. So this is appealing and this is appealing. So the most appropriate is A. C is also a right answer, but A is the most appropriate. Okay, so children, that's all in today's class. The remaining questions are your homework. You will do it. I will upload this on the school application and you will go through all the questions, check back once again whatever we have discussed in this class through the answer key that is given in this PDF. All right. And let me tell you what shall we be doing in the next class. There we shall be having questions on MCQs, MCQs questions on the poem The Rain on the Roof, okay, and The Lost Child. But before starting these chapters, we shall discuss the vignette and then we shall go through the MCQs, okay, as we have done in today's class. In the same way, things will be done in the next class. Children, take care of your health. Do read the given questions as homework in this PDF and prepare for your half yearly examinations by reading all the vignettes. Number one, number two, go through the text and then go through the questions and answers. If you bluntly go through the questions and answers, so you will be able to answer limited questions. But if you go through the vignette first and then text and then questions and answers, so there you would be able to answer each and everything from the chapter. So that's the way. Okay. All the best. Keep doing. Have a nice day. Thank you very much.